Talk about Scottie Pippen and his influence on you guys in that team.
You know, they called me Lil Pip for a while because I knew he was going to say it. I thought he was going to say it first.
How you kick me from over there, Tim?
Listen, I'm going to put it out. Listen, like I told them, like Pip, you know, shout out to Pip. That's my guy. But, you know, Pip, I'm from Indiana. You know, Chicago, you know, I'm a Pacer. I grew up a Pacer fan because just being from Indiana. But the Bulls, WGN was local for us. We caught all the Bulls game growing up. So that was a treat for us to be able to watch Michael Jordan and Scottie. And just growing up in the neighborhood, everybody wanted to be like Mike. I just loved the way Scottie played the game too, because I couldn't do what Mike could do. I didn't think so. I'm like, okay, let me.
I can't fly.
Let me try to do what Scottie is doing. And Scottie played defense. You know what I'm saying? He shot the ball. You know, he dribbled the ball. You know, so he could play, and he was one of my favorite players. So when Pip came over, I remember when we made the trade. And Pip came in, I just remember how excited it was. And I just remember going into the locker room, seeing him for the first time. And I'm sitting in my locker, and his locker's kind of over there. And, you know, when he look over at me, I'm this way. When he looking away, I'm just staring at him. And he looked literally like a superhero to me. I said, dang, man, he got a nice tan. You know, Pip always cut up. I said, dang, he even tuck in his shorts and stuff, get ready for practice like a pro. I said, damn, that's what a pro looks like. And, you know, after a few weeks and a few months, you know, a few weeks or whatever, he kind of got settled and kind of figured out who was cool, and he moved around the corner from me, and he invited me over his house, and I used to go over to his house. All his kids, they was babies, you know, some of them not even here, and you know that's when him and he just got married, and he was just doing. You know, he just got all that big money, and he was just living a great life. And I was just learning so much from him off the court and on the court, just by visually just being around him. And on the court, he was just teaching me so much about basketball and just how to play and, you know, pace and footwork stuff. And, you know, he taught me the bank shot. You know, just a lot of different things. And just being cool. You know, he was being cool, and he didn't have to. You know, because he wasn't being like that with everybody. So I was blessed, you know, that he took a liking to me. And, you know, I was one of, you know, he came out with his own signature shoe, and he was like, Bonzi, I want you to wear them. I was so hyped, you know what I'm saying? So I was the only person wearing his shoe back then. And, you know, it was just a really cool dude, man. And just, I was thankful to be able to play with him. You know, I didn't never take it for granted because, you know, he's a legend. You know, he's one of the top 50 players ever. And, you know, I remember that 2000 game, and right before we went to Game 7, I remember getting a knock on my door, and it was my doorbell. And I come outside and look outside, nobody's there, and I look down, and it's a box. It's a box, and it's got a clear top, and it's all 6 of his rings. And I looked down there, and he was in his car, and he rolled out his window, like, hey, man, he said, hey, boy, I need you to put another one in there for me. And I remember I kept that mug all night. I slept with it. I didn't open it. I didn't touch him. I just, you know, it was in a box, had a glass top, and I just remember looking at it, and he let me keep it all night long. And I was just like, this is crazy, you know, crazy. And, you know, he's taking me to he took me to Hawaii a couple of times. He got me into golf. He taught me, man, you need to start playing golf. And I've been playing golf 20 years now because of Pip. So, you know, Pip was he was a real big influence on my life.
You guys wanted to win him that 7th.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because like Bon said, when he first got there, you know, we were all like, all right, it was, that respect level was already there. Like, I mean, the man got 6 of them things.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to respect right there, because that's work consistently. And as Bon said, I would say him and Steve Smith was on the team as well. They were the most professional.
Oh,
like,
man.
you know, they
1000%.
kept it everything, you know. No matter if it was, okay, leisure time, you know, practice is over or whatever. That's pretty much the only time I ever seen Pip wear a sweatsuit.
Like Smitty too.
Yeah, going into practice or leaving practice, but it could be an off day or something. All right, they're gonna have on, you know, sport coat, little button up, some slacks, and maybe some sneakers or, you know, some nice little comfortable shoes.
Kohan joints.
Yeah. So, but for me, where Pip influenced me was just hearing about the work ethic, just seeing and just seeing it myself. Like, for him at that age, he was still putting a lot of work in. Now, it wasn't the fact that, wasn't like he was young Pip where I got to go gung-ho in the weight room and I got to do 1,000 dribbles. Nah, he helped show me, and I do it now to this day. When I work kids out, he was like, yo, you ain't got to be in the damn gym or the weight room for no 2.5 hours. He's like, if you focus concentrate and know what you got to do, as soon as you get there, you could turn that hour and a half workout into 45 minutes. He said, just think about it, Raj. He was like, you work, you do your work, so you go like maybe 10 minutes straight, then you take a break. You take your break. Your break gonna be about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, because especially if we got other guys and this and that. And I was like, yeah, Cash is bullshitting around, and you moseying along to the next drill. I was like, all right, I see that. And I mean, he was right. Just working out with him a couple times, getting some shots up, and just getting right into it, cutting the bullshit time short. Yeah. And that bullshit time gives you that little extra time on that court to put that work in. Yeah. And then just hearing the stories, I didn't play cards. They played cards, but I always sat near the card table. And then just, hearing some stories about with Pitt was telling us when he grew up, down there in Arkansas, and had a gang of brothers and sisters, and, coming up, how they all looked at him, and when he first came to the NBA and playing in Chicago and all, it was like, all right. I said, you looked at him different then. Well, I looked at him different then. Because beforehand, it was just, all right, Scottie Pippen, the adversary. Because, I was in the league. At the time, they were dominating. So I played against them Bulls. But to see him in that different light now as a teammate, you always see people different as that teammate. And like Bonzi said, got to know his wife, the kids, his brother, his mom, his whole family being over at his house. And we were all family-oriented out there in Portland. So it wasn't like it was just nobody was ever alone. And like Bonzi said, when he first got there, he strayed down the wrong path for a hot second. That's the story for another day. But, I had to rescue my guy. And ever since then, my guy been straight in Portland, man. He was good.
I can't help it. I'm friendly. I'm cool to kick it with.
Yeah.
See, she didn't like my friend choices when I first got in the league. so he feel like he saved me. Like, hey man, come on over here with us, man. We got you, young fella. But I think
and Greasy Ryder.
But I think Pip though was what we needed though, because we were a young team, and we needed a vet. Somebody
a mature,
somebody we can respect. And I think that was good. We didn't know we needed it because he's my vet. So I'm learning from this crazy motherfucker. So you got to think, I'm doing all the crazy shit. Him and, like he said, him and JR, right? Not crazy, but you know what I mean? Like, their league experience was different than my league experience would have been when I got drafted by Detroit and I was supposed to hang with Joe Dumars and Grant Hill. It would have been it's totally, they totally different people. So when I started hanging with them, I'm like, I appreciate y'all bringing me in because we just alike. So it worked out. That's why we've been together almost, what's this, 25 years now we going on?
Something like that.